Hey guys, this is Sylvain with Innovatrix. Today I'm just making a quick video about it's kind of like a bit of a rant, I suppose. There's just more of a warning for you guys. Just whenever it comes to buying stuff online, especially whenever it comes to electronics. Um, the quick point of it is that you always want to make sure that what you're buying makes sense in terms of the price. There is a lot of fraudulent items out there and things that may not be as they seem. So the reason that kind of triggered me to do this little video here, and this I'm going to talk about this SD card, but this applies to other things as well, especially when it comes to electronics. This SD card is a 1 TB SD card. Customer took all of his information off his phone, pictures, memories, contacts, blah blah blah. Sold the phone, wiped the phone, put this on this card here. He wanted us to go and transfer that over to his new phone. That's not a problem. So we're about to go and do that, and we place the card in the computer, and surprise, surprise, this is what we have: an empty folder. So what's going on here? Well, we had a look, and there is no brand on this SD card, so I can't tell you for sure. But we did do a little look online on some common purchasing platforms. I won't name any names, but you can probably assume correctly from where it was purchased. Somebody went and bought this card. We found the exact same card with the same color, the same layout, and the same everything. And this card is selling for $20. $20 for a 1 TB SD card. Just take a minute to think about that, if that makes any sense. Now, maybe you're not familiar with the average purchase price for SD cards, and that's fine. But I would definitely encourage, before you buy something, especially something that you're going to be storing all of your information on it, just do a little bit of research really quick. Get some price comparison. If you look at a very common brand, something like a Kingston, for example, I don't have the exact price on hand, but whenever we did double check for a 1 TB card, you're looking at approximately $250. So what is it? How come you can get a Kingston card for $250? Once again, I'm just using Kingston as an example here. I might not have the exact price there, so don't quote me on it. As just generally, at 1 TB would be about $250 more or less for a good company. And now we got this one here for $20. Sounds like a great deal. Obviously, too good to be true, and that's the key thing here. If you're looking at purchasing something online, always kind of get some price comparison. If the price is way too low, there's probably something wrong. I don't encourage you to necessarily buy the most expensive version of a certain thing. This could apply to maybe screens. I know some of you like to do your own screen replacement or battery replacement or something like that. You definitely don't want to go for the cheapest option. There's usually a reason why it's so cheap. You don't necessarily have to go with the most expensive option. I found personally that quite often things that are the most expensive might just be priced at a premium for no good reason except just to make some extra funds whenever they're selling the device. This is just a general rule. I like to go in between the two. So if I find something, it might not be the cheapest, it's also not the most expensive, and usually the middle ground is usually where you'll typically find the proper device or proper part or whatever it is that you're ordering at a reasonable quality, and you're not getting gypped. There's a point you gotta think about. If it's really too cheap in price, there's something's wrong. In most cases, not necessarily every single one, but in most cases. So what's going on here? Whenever I plug this into my computer, it is detected as a 1 TB card, which is nice and amazing, right? But I don't specialize in SD cards. I don't specialize in computer repairs. We specialize in cell phones. So this area is not exactly my expertise. Um, I have seen some videos in the past of some people that were way more knowledgeable than me whenever it comes to like hard drive and storage devices and partitioning and blah blah blah. That made a lot of sense. Unfortunately, it was a long time ago. I don't quite remember who I was listening to. If I did, I would gladly just do a quick mention because it was very informative. But essentially, they took these kinds of cards. It was a really, really cheap card. They did a scan on them and they look at all the partitioning. And essentially, it's Jimmy rigged to look like if it has X amount of storage when it really doesn't. They're like kind of like ghost partitions. Don't quote me on it. I'm just going back from memory. But the point is that it's not truly a 1 terabyte card. And what happened more than likely to this poor gentleman is that he put all of his information on the card. It looked like if it was in there whenever you have the card in the computer, but then whenever you take it out and you go to put it back in, whoop, everything has disappeared. Sometimes it might just be some of it. Sometimes it might look like if it's okay, but if you check back the card 2 weeks later, then poof, things have disappeared. It's not the first time I see that, so I just wanted to do a quick mention, just to be careful, especially with storage devices, because you're typically going to be putting maybe memories like important pictures or documents or things like that. If that's your only backup, uh, invest into something that has a good reputation. It's really worth it. So what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to go ahead and plug this into one of our recovery device. If we're lucky, our recovery device software might be able to find the information still in the card. That's kind of our last hope that we can do for this gentleman here. So we're going to be giving that a try today, and we'll see how that turns out.